Mexico suffered and came close to a disastrous result, but with a late goal they were able to open the road to the 2022 World Cup with a 2-1 win at home against Jamaica. Mexico dominated possession against a very defensive Jamaican team who were missing a number of players because of the ban by the English Premier League of player travel to red listed countries according to the United Kingdom's COVID monitoring system. Yet, after taking the lead, a bad mistake allowed Jamaica a tie before Mexico retook the lead late. It was a bad performance for Mexico, but an important win because of the other result. It ended up being the only win in the first day of the final round of CONCACAF qualification. This means that Mexico currently sits in first place with 3 points and the only win. Mexico will now have to travel and face a very tough Costa Rica side in San Jose, where they hope to get points after their away tie against Panama. The first half started with Mexico coming out with a lineup with the majority of players being part of the U-23 Tokyo Olympic squad, while Jamaica was coming in with a very weakened lineup with the UK sanction leading to most of the key teams staying in Jamaica. Mexico had 5 of the 11 players playing in their local stadium in Estadio Azteca, something that could be key. The game started in the rain, which is something that typically hampers Mexico. To nobody's surprise, Jamaica sat back from the start and waited for a counter. Mexico had complete control of possession, but Jamaica was doing a good job of not allowing Mexico any opportunities. Jesus Gallardo and Sebastián Córdoba had the first shots, but both went wide. Mexico had the best opportunity when a cross by Jorge Sanchez found Rogelio Funes Mori, but he missed barely with his header. Minutes later, it was Sebastián Córdoba who rose the header ball, but it went wide. Jamaica was frustrating Mexico, who once again looked to have trouble against a very defensive rival. Jamaica had a great opportunity when Jesus Gallardo deflected the ball into the path of a Jamaica attacker, but Mexico's goalkeeper, Guillermo Ochoa, was able to get the ball off his feet. Mexico answered with a left-footed shot that went just wide. Mexico had a good opportunity when Luis Romo got a shot from outside the area that Jamaica goalkeeper Andre Blake failed to control, but it fell right to a Jamaican defender. Alexis Vega came close with a shot that Blake had to make a good save on. Mexico continued to dominate, but didn't create much with their constant crosses that were easily cleared by the taller Jamaica defenders. The halftime whistle blew and once again, Mexico had failed to impose their offense against a very defensive side. The second half started with Mexico needing to improve fast before they get into more trouble. In the first opportunity, Roberto Alvaro got a good cross into the area, but Vega missed his backheel attempt to shot. Then, after a shot was deflected into the path of Alexis Vega, who made a good move and got off a shot that went past Blake for the 1-0 lead. It was an early goal, and Mexico almost took advantage of the momentum immediately when they gained a ball and Vega made a good pass to Alvarado, who got into the area and got off a left-footed shot that went wide. Jamaican players started to suffer because of the altitude as they started to cramp. Jamaica made their first moves by subbing out Romario Williams and Norman Campbell for Javon East and Junior Fleming. Mexico missed a clear chance when, after a 3-on-3, Funes Mori made a great play and found a wide open Alvaro, who sent his shot into the post in a terrible miss. It ended up being terribly costly to Mexico when, off a long ball, Jorge Sanchez lowered the ball right into Shamar Nicholson, who got off a left-footed shot past Ochoa for the 1-1 equalizer. It was a terrible mistake by Sanchez, and more proof that Mexico paid on the terrible miss by Alvarado. Mexico continued to have possession, but the surprising goal had been a big hit for Mexico and it showed off of a free kick. Sebastián Córdoba forced Blake to make a good save. Mexico made their first move by subbing out Córdoba and Roberto Alvarado for Orbelín Pineda and Uriel Antuna. They almost got off to a great start when Sanchez got off a great cross that Pineda headed, forcing Blake to make a save. There was a clash of heads between Luis Romo and Flemings that forced the game to be stopped, although both continued in the match. Jamaica subbed out Corey Burke for O'Neal Fisher while Mexico subbed out Alexis Vega for Henry Martin. Mexico had a chance when a cross by Gallardo turned into a shot but Blake was able to clear it. Jamaica subbed out Nicholson and Anthony Grant for Peter Basel and Javian Brown. Jamaica was going all defensive with the substitutions, and Mexico continued with their repetitive display. Then, after a pass into the area, Romo wasn't able to control, but it fell perfectly to Henry Martin, who got off a rocket shot past Blake for the 2-1 lead. Mexico served out Rogelio Funes Mori and Luis Romo for Carlos Rodriguez and Andres Guardado. Mexico wasted a great counter when off a 3-on-2. Martin ended up sending his pass right to a Jamaican defender. Still, Mexico was able to handle and got the win after a match they had complicated themselves. In what seems to be a constant, Mexico will need to improve against CONCACAF opposition. With a very defensive effort, Jamaica complicated things for Mexico in what many people expected to be an easier side because of the high numbers of players missing. Mexican fans had vision of coach Jose Manuel Chepo de la Torre's disastrous company in 2030, which started with a scoreless tie and had him fail to win a single game in Estadio Azteca, before getting fired after giving Mexico only their second even loss in a World Cup qualifier in Azteca against Honduras. Mexico was able to come back but only qualified in 4th place, winning the spot in the CONCACAF vs OFC playoff where they defeat New Zealand under coach Gerardo Martino. Mexico once again looked without ideas against the defensive bunker, just as had happened in the 2021 World Cup against Trinidad and Tobago. Mexico constantly had crosses into the area, which Jamaican defenders easily cleared as they failed to trouble the Jamaican goalkeeper with long-range shots. Still, the late win wasn't pretty, but those key 3 points have Mexico in first place. Martino now has the upper hand against De La Torre by at least getting a win in Estadio Azteca and at the lead on the table. Mexico will now have 2 very tough visits to Central America to face Costa Rica and Panama. Also, Mexico might have a better team with the integration of Jesus Corona, who arrived late to Mexico because of dealing with a possible transfer that never came. Martino will need to do better with a side that is going to face these defensive displays in every game they play in Estadio Azteca. Now, the pressure will come to know if Mexico's traveling problems, something that is a constant in every World Cup qualification and not just with De La Torre, also appear in this very complicated road to Qatar.
Es aquí donde aparece la gran experiencia, sin duda el silbatazo del árbitro, señor Selvin Brown. Señoras y señores, el equipo